And this is what Hyrule Castle became. This is Ganon's castle. And this is another screenshot that was on the back of the box, actually. Just without the words Ganon's castle. You know, I kind of wonder what the actual point is of having a castle like this. Like, yeah, no, I took over the world. Now I'm just sitting in my castle that's above a pit of lava and nobody can get into. And this was the backup gold sculpture in case I wasn't able to grab one before the end of the Spirit Temple. So I had that one in mind just in case, but it turned out not to be necessary because we found like 4 that I didn't actually get. But now with all 6 sages rescued, we can get in there. Rauru will open the Bifrost for us. Six evil barriers. We have to bring down all 6 to save Zelda. And so this is very similar to A Link to the Past, where rescuing all the 7 maidens, the only real gameplay effect of that is that they open the way to Ganon's Tower. And this is basically the same. In the 3DS version, they actually completely redesigned this bridge, made it look a lot more elaborate, which was really neat. Alright, let's finish this. After we do the entire dungeon. Don't mind those BMOs. So here's the trick Rauru spoke of, the barrier, protected by 6 layers, each one representing one of the temples. Now your best idea with this is to go this way, start with forest. Let me take a look at the thing. Yeah, that is weird, spirit's here, not here. Did they change that in later versions? I'd have to check. Go away. Okay, so this has got to be arrows. Judging by the layout of the room, I want 2 things. It's possible if I got close enough with Din's fire, I might be able to hit that one up there, but I'd have to get a lot closer, it would take more magic than this. So it'd be kind of a waste. Oh, I didn't open the chest. Not worth it. Come on, quick. Hopefully it doesn't shut. Alright. Now, here's what I was talking about earlier with the forest section of Ganon's Tower seeming to correspond more with wind than forest. Which harkens back to the idea of the forest temple originally being wind. And then if we get a better look at the forest emblem. Now, if it was a leaf or something, you'd think forest. But as it is, it looks a lot closer to... Oh, that's not what I wanted. As it is, it looks a lot closer to wind. Like one of these fans. Alright, so... There's you, and there's a switch down there that should give me access to that rupee. Which I just need to get to. There we go. Oh, that was irritating. I don't know if I'm relieved that it only happened twice, or irritated that it only happened twice. And it stopped the minute I decided to try and do something about the Beanos. But this is the goal. We get to the end of each section. I'm still wearing the hover boots. Get to the end of each section, and you find one of these things. And what we need to do is shoot them with a light arrow. And that breaks the barrier. Zarya, the forest sage. Look, I'm going as fast as I can, okay? I mean, yeah, I took the detour for the Gerudo's training ground, but you know, those ice arrows might prove to be very useful. It might be Ganon's one weakness. It's not, but you don't know that. One down, 5 to go. So let's go for the water section, which we get another look at this. More like ice, and then we go in, and it's just ice. Oh, I forgot they brought back the blue fire. Freezers. Take care of you. You know, I wonder if I could use this like the standard fire with arrows. 'Cause I've never tried that. That's disappointing. Because like you get the standard arrows, you shoot them through the fire. We did it in the forest temple. You melt the ice by shooting the arrow through fire. Disappointing that we can't just do that. Alright, was that worth it? I'm gonna say no. What about this chest? This is bad. Oh, it's a heart. Well, that took care of that problem. Oh, wonderful. Alright, so we need to get these into 2 specific areas. What is that? We need one here, and we need one, I think, there. But we have an empty bottle, and there's red ice there, so let's get some more of this. Hopefully this is the last time we'll ever see blue fire. I think blue fire came back in Majora's Mask. Yeah, no, I've got this figured out, actually. The trick is getting one up there. No, I've got this figured out again. Yeah, no, I've got this. Let me push this way. Then we push this over here. Because thinking about it, yeah, that's not somewhere we need to put a block. So this is the better idea. This is the right idea. Oh, there's a fairy there. I would have wanted to grab that. It's going to be gone by the time I've used this blue fire. Stupid blue fire. And a rusty switch. Oh well. But yeah, the reason you want to do the rooms in this order is because one of the rooms, I think it's the fire temple, the fire barrier room, requires the item of this dungeon to finish, and one of the rooms requires the item to actually get in the dungeon. Hey Ruto, Sage of Water. Swear to God, if the next one tells me to hurry up, I'm not going to be happy. Yep, that's the biggest suggestions everybody has, that originally water and forest was supposed to be ice and wind. Next comes Shadow. This is probably going to require the Lens of Truth. Yep. So let's see, Fire Arrows plus Lens of Truth. Nothing there. Fire Arrow, try and get this in the right spot. Nice. Where does this get me? Not worth it at all. Since they only appear when the fire's active, I'm guessing it's not a case of them being invisible. Watch out for this like. Oh. No, don't spit me out. Don't spit me out over there. No, you. So, fun fact. If you have one of the tunics or the Hylian shield equipped there, and it spits you out into the pit, because it resets the room, that means you have essentially lost what it took from you. Normally, if a like takes something from you, if you kill it, you'll get it back. The problem is, with the room resetting, that doesn't happen. I have to do this again. There we go. Alright. Get this switch. You know, it's a good thing I went out of my way to get the biggest quiver. I feel like I'm gonna need all these arrows. Go away. And now we have to hit it again. There we go. Yeah, sometimes the auto jump is just really not helpful. And that should be all we'll need the fire arrows for. And this should be the item of the dungeon. I don't think this dungeon has a map or a compass. The golden gauntlets. Pretty much right after we got the silver gauntlets. It's kind of weird. And these are only used 3 times. Twice if you are... There we go. Twice if you don't go for the... Of course, the pathway's on the other side. Twice if you don't go for the final fairy. Final great fairy. Now this should work. Haha! Awesome. Get some more of you. Give me some magic. Thank you. Let's take care of this problem. It's Impa, the Shadow Sage. Yeah, don't worry, I will. At least you didn't tell me to hurry up. And that's 3 barriers down. We're halfway there. Yeah, so the reason you want to go this way is you end up doing the shadow room before you get to the fire room. Now, fire room requires the golden gauntlets, and that one down there, which I think is light. Yeah, that's spirit, that's light. Requires you to have the golden gauntlets to move that anyway. Now, here's a fun trick. We step on that platform there, it'll start to fall, but if we use the hover boots, it won't. Which means we don't have to worry about this. Because this platform will shake and start to sink like those will. And it's really irritating. Alright, so we get up here. And we grab this. And we throw it. And you need to do that for two reasons. You need to do that to get this one. And there's one over there, I knew there was. And you also need to get that one over there. The interesting thing of this, though, is going to be not of this barrier in particular, but of the concept of doing 5, 6 chambers based on the 6 temples. Is we'll get an idea of what the Temple of Light might have been if they'd actually kept that in, which should be interesting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here we go again. Thank you. It worked out better that time. The timer isn't like the timer we had in the water barrier room with the block. It's just because we don't have the Goron tunic on. We put the Goron tunic on, it'll disappear. But I don't really feel like it. You know, it never really struck me until then just how long Link takes to do that. Alright, now this one is always irritating. And I think it's because of the hover boots, actually, because you don't jump when you run off a platform with hover boots. So if we try this without the hover boots... There we go. Much better. Gotta be careful of that. Let's get out of here. Yeah, it's not gonna reach. Hover boots are gonna be a good idea here, though, since I'll need to be in position on this platform to get that. And it'll remove the time worry about the platform sinking. And that's the fire. Let's never change the boots again. What do you got? Heart and magic, yay. It's Darunia, the Fire Sage. Do you guys want to come in here and do this? I mean, if you sages are so great and powerful, do you want to come in here and deal with this? If not, don't tell me to hurry up. Rude. 4 down, 2 to go. Let's take a look at the light barrier. Yeah, very impressive. Yeah, it's weird how little amount of time you have the Spirit Gauntlets for. Sculpture. So this is something we're supposed to use the Lens of Truth for. Although the interesting part is that Navi just locks onto them for you. So, you know, that's kind of neat. There we go. Most of these are fake chests. Not bothering with them. I feel like this should be a trap, having to play Zelda's Lullaby in Ganon's castle. Like, it's not even really a puzzle. And at this point, it's something we've seen plenty. Alright. Hookshot. And from here, get an idea of where the others are. 1, 2, and then the others will be on the inside. 3, 4, 5. Not really a worry. And now the boulders are just running through each other. Where's my pots? Oh, wonderful. Go away. So here's an interesting thing. I'm casting 2 shadows based on the positions of the light. That's actually really interesting. Especially on N64, yeah, the shadow is just the area around your feet. But take a look at that. The shadows become more solid as you approach the fire. As you approach the light source. And the direction of them does actually change. That's really neat. Anyway, use the lens of truth. Just use the lens of truth to see through this. Alright, let me... Yeah, fine, I'll show it. We've seen what it looks like before, but I'll show it off. Bam, there you go. Alright, let's take care of that. It's Rauru, the Light Sage, and my arrow was inside him for a minute. So yeah, the light barrier, kind of interesting, considering we never do a Temple of Light dungeon. And while I said it's an interesting thing to get a look at what a light dungeon could have been, that's really just use the lens of truth and also Zelda's Lullaby. There's not actually anything unique to that. It's kind of weird. You know, the good news is this should be the last. The last time we have to deal with silver rupees. No, it's supposed to explode it. Jeez. I'm gonna put one of these here. Oh, no, that's real. That's real. They're probably all real. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter if any of them aren't. I'm not gonna have to kill any of them to find one. Thank you. I could move them to make this safer, but... why? Didn't even get hurt by that one. Now this room... this room is not fun. Because this one actually requires bomb shoes. And that should be some bomb shoes. Yep, bomb shoes. Really do hate it. Yeah. They made them a requirement in one of the later dungeons. I can carry 45 of these things? Jeez. They made them a requirement in the... oh, what am I thinking of? In a few parts of Majora's Mask. Oh, I need the fire arrows. No. You can't just have 2 kinds of arrows mapped together. Alright, one of these is real. You know, in one of the games, if you shoot the sun with the light arrows, it counts. It's not this one. Alright, which one is this? I'm thinking maybe you? Nope. Wallmaster. Let's not get caught by one of these things at this point. Is it you? Nope. Get rid of you. Definitely. Of course, it's the last one I try. I don't think it's always the last one you try, it's just the last one I tried. Of course it is. You know, I just had a thought that it would have been funny if the door wasn't locked all this time and I just assumed there was a puzzle here. That's the last barrier, though. Deku nuts, really? It's all taken care of. It's Naboru, the Sage of Spirit. You know what, Link? Impa's the only one that's going to get invited to my birthday party. But that's the final barrier. And with that, we can get inside the tower. Well, that didn't seem very safe. Alright, but before we do, let's go check out the last fairy fountain. The last great fairy fountain. And the good news is, it's actually just right outside Ganon's castle.